How's it going, guys? South Bay Gamers here. We're just going over the rules for this thematic game we got going on here. It's going to be Khorne Daemonkin versus Admech. Here's the story we got going on.
News of a slave revolt at one of the mining facilities on the planet Fairmach was received a few days ago by the planet's command center. Slave revolts aren't usually a concern for the Adeptus Mechanicus that are performing mining and researching operations in the area. The slaves are ill-equipped, untrained, and disorganized. Crushing this revolt seemed to be a simple task, as suppressing slave revolts usually is. The order was simple: kill them all. The punishment for a slave revolt was death, because they couldn't risk mixing rebellious slaves with the others, as it might cause more problems. Admech forces deployed and scoured the area in search for the rebels. The rebelling slaves were found quickly, and a battle ensued. Hundreds of slaves were cut down in the first few minutes, and victory seemed to be a foregone conclusion for the cult Mechanicus. In a last-ditch effort to exact vengeance on their oppressors, the remaining slaves pleaded to a god they had heard about in legends. Its name was Khorne, the blood god. They pleaded with Khorne to give them the assistance they needed to hunt down and kill the Admech forces on the planet. In exchange, they offered every slave on the planet, including themselves, as a tribute to Khorne's glory. Khorne accepted. Several of the cultists were immediately overcome by demons and turned into possessed. Others began growing limbs and swelling into freakish chaos spawn. The rest were overcome by the simple urge to charge headlong at any enemy and kill anything in their path. The Admech forces in the immediate vicinity pulled back and called for help once they saw what was happening. A flaming rift opened in the sky above the plains, and a blood rain began to fall. The Loyalist forces moved into position to receive the oncoming barrage of Khorne worshippers. If they could contain the battle to a small area and keep Khorne from getting too strong of a foothold, they could steal the gate and stop the attack. If not, Khorne's intentions are not subtle.
Very nice. And we're going to go over the special rules for the mission, which are on another sheet of paper here.
Okay, so these are not play tested. I just made them up and tried to balance them. So, the Loyalists get two special rules. One of them is call for reinforcements, and it can be used twice. At the start of any player turn, the Loyalist player may call for reinforcements. Choose one friendly unit and take a leadership test using three dice and discard the highest die. If the test is passed, the unit regains d6 plus 2 wounds or hull points lost so far. This can bring back models, but cannot bring the unit above its starting strength. And it cannot be used if a squad has already been destroyed, and it cannot be used on super heavies. The other special rule they have is prototype weaponry. All friendly HQ models are equipped with a new prototype ammunition that is used from the materials found in the mines. The material is corrosive and acidic. All shooting and melee attacks have the Poison 4+ special rule and the Soul Blaze special rule, in addition to the other rules on their profile. They have a special objective: quell the revolt. If all cultists are dead by the end of the game, earn an additional D3 victory points. So for the Chaos Khorne Daemonkin special rules, they have Blood Rain. The heavy downpour can sometimes make it hard to see a target. At the start of every game turn, roll a die. On the result of 5 or more, all models, friend and foe, suffer -1 ballistic skill. The second one is Improvised Traps. The rebels have hidden various traps at key locations. Traps are used at the end of any player turn, and each trap is one use only. They have Disable Beacon. This turn the objective cannot be counted for the purpose of scoring. Second one is Explosive Charges. Center the blast over the objective. Each unit hit suffers d6 strength 3 AP- hits. And then Flashbang. All units within 6 inches must take a blind test. And a Chaos special objective is Khorne's Delight. Every time an enemy model is slain in a challenge, earn 1 victory point.
Cool. And then I believe we're just going to play a Maelstrom War. We may roll for it. We may just pick one to kind of fit the thematic battle report we got going on here. We'll go on to that and come back to you. How's it going, guys? Here's my 1750 of Admech. We're going to go over the Cult Mechanicus first. Leading the Cult Mechanicus battle congregation is a Tech Priest Dominus. He just has his normal loadout with a refractor field and the relic from the Fall Acadia, the Memento Mortis Specs. Pretty good relic there. In that formation will be a unit of Breachers. Their arc rifles, their normal regular claws, not upgraded there. Then we got a unit of Grav Destroyers and their Phosphorus Separatists. No Cognis Flamers were added. Then we got 2 units of identical Castellan Robot Manifolds. They have their heavy phosphor blasters and non-twin linked heavy phosphor blasters. They're twin link ones, they're twin link ones and non-twin link ones. With a Data Smith just with refractor field and his armor bane pistol. Same exact loadout right there. And then we have a Skitarii Manifold. Just trying something a little different, just taking 10 Vanguard, 2 units of them. There's going to be a Omnispecs upgrade right there, and a leader with just his regular rad carbine. Just keep them simple. 2 units of those, exactly the same loadout. Just keep it simple and easy to learn, or easy to remember for me. Then we got a unit of infiltrators. I think I gave the Princeps a refractor field, and he also has the Omniscient Mask in the Zealot, just so they can stay in line. And we have a unit of Dunecrawlers. They have an extra heavy, what's it called? Heavy Stubber, that's what it's called. They have an extra heavy stubber and their Cognis Manipulator. And that is it. There's going to be a unit together. And that is my 1750 points. We are going to play, we just chose to play Cloak and Shadow, so that's the one where you could steal each other's objectives. We're going to go on to the 1750 of Khorne Daemonkin.
Okay, so this is 1750 points of Khorne Daemonkin. To start it off, we have a Slaughter Cult, has a HQ Herald, it has 2 units of Cultists who are going to be the rebels. It's got 5 Berserkers, 5 Possessed, and a squad of Bloodletters. Has 2 Chaos Spawn. Over here we have a Charnel cohort led by another Herald. He has the Locus of Fury, which will give his unit Rage, and I think also people within it. No, just his unit. Unit of Hellhounds, or Fleshhounds, whatever they are. 2 squads of Bloodletters, a squad of Blood Crushers, and a Skull Cannon for the Charnel cohort. I've also got a War Machine. It's a Soul Grinder. I know it's a Defiler model, but I like Soul Grinders more. With Phlegm Bombardment. And then a Bloodthirster of Insensate Rage with the D-Axe.
Oh crap. Hey, there's an orc model here.
Yeah, they're slaves.
Nice. Okay, that's 1750. Just going to get a quick shot of deployment. Vanguards on this side, Destroyers with Tech Priest Dominus up here in the building. Castellan Robots right there. The Dunecrawlers right there. Some more Castellan Robots right there with a Vanguard and Breachers right next to them. And then we got the Infiltrators infiltrated right up there near a couple of objectives. On the other side you could see a spawn right there. We got another spawn right there. We got some Cultist, right?
Yeah, Cultists here. There's also Cultists here.
Oh yeah, Cultist right there in the back. Possessed.
And then Berserkers.
And Berserkers right there. And then we got a bunch of stuff in reserve. And that's it. And as it stands, AdMech have turn 1 unless KDK can steal the initiative on a 6. Ooh.
Nope.
Nope. AdMech turn 1. AdMech turn 1, drew secure objective 2, Kingslayer, and hold the line. Objective 2 thankfully was right in front of me, and Castellan Robots moved up to grab it. The Vanguard along with the Breachers just kind of moved up a little bit. The Infiltrators, knowing that they can't charge, just moved up there, probably just going to take some shots into that spawn. Castellan Robots moved up. Obviously these ones went up to grab that objective. Dunecrawlers just kind of stayed still, along with the Destroyers and Tech Priest Dominus. I think they actually moved just a little bit. Along with these Vanguard on this side. Don't think they'll be in range of anything, but just getting prepared for the onslaught of all that in reserve. And that is pretty much it for the movement phase. Let's go on to the shooting phase. End of AdMech turn 1. Not bad of turn. I got Secure Objective 2. I will also get Hold the Line for having 3 units in my deployment zone and none of my enemies. Pretty good card to get first turn. And for shooting, Infiltrators killed the spawn. Castellan Robots didn't really have too many good targets, so this one shot into the Cultist, did a few wounds, and then the Dunecrawler shot into them as well, just to try to get them off an objective, and they went to ground, killed a couple. The Vanguard just ran. This Breachers shot into the spawn, didn't do anything. This squad shot into the what's their face? Possessed, along with the Destroyers, and got him down to one guy. And the Vanguard just ran up over here on this side. He did get off that. What's that special roll called that gives me -1 ballistic skill?
Oh, blood rain.
Blood rain. So he rolled a 5 up and did -1 ballistic skill from my whole army. So that helped him out a bit. And that will be my turn. On to, oh, let's just show what I scored. I scored objective 2, and I scored hold the line. I'll keep Kingslayer, and I scored first blood. So 3 points. On to Khorne Daemonkin, turn 1.
Okay, so my objectives is Khorne Daemonkin was Khorne Cares Not, which is kill someone or let one of my own units die in my turn. The other is Murder Call, which is summon a unit of demons either from Deep Strike Reserve or Blood for the Blood God, and then secure objective 4. I did get objective 4 right here. Everyone else ran. I did not get into combat. So these cultists just sat there. These guys sat, and these 2 squads ran. I don't expect them to survive.
Yeah, just waiting for all of that. Reserves, come on, cool. So a really quick turn. That's really all we needed to go over. Did you score anything this turn besides objective 4?
That's
okay,
it.
cool. And you're going to keep those 2?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. On to Mech Turn 1. 2. Mech Turn 2, still have Kingslayer from my last turn. Drew no prisoners and overwhelming firepower. Pretty good draws overall. The Vanguard just moved up towards that objective. Just want to try to get a little further up the board before all of his reserves come on. The Infiltrators moved up to probably shoot at the spawn. The Castle Robots stayed still. These ones just slightly moved up. The Vanguard moved up to engage those Berserkers on that side. Destroyers just kind of stayed still. Dune Callers also stayed still. And Breachers also stayed still. Just getting ready for the oncoming assault from all those reserves. The only thing I use so far is my Canticle of Shrouded, which I can reuse if I need it. Probably won't, but I mean, not much shooting from the Khorne Daemonkin. But just in case, all my Cult Mechanicus will benefit from Shrouded. Other than that, I haven't used any Doctrine Imperatives at this point, just because I'm trying to wait for all that. And that is it. Let's go on to the shooting phase for the AdMech. End of AdMech turn 2. Pretty good turn. As expected, the spawn was killed from strength 10. Not after he got shot by infiltrators who only did 1 wound in total. And then, as you can see, everything else on this side, the Berserkers died from this squad, the Vanguard, and the Destroyers also had to finish them off. This squad, the Castle Robots killed the Possessed, so give me 2 units. And then I got the 3rd one from killing that spawn, again, from the Infiltrators and Doomcrawlers shooting. So, with that, I will get D3, oops, sorry. I will get D3 for no prisoners, which is 3. And I'll get D3 for overwhelming firepower, which is 2. So that'll give me 5 points that turn. I'll still have Kingslayer. On to the Khorne Daemonkin, turn 2. Khorne Daemonkin, turn 2. Here are his objectives. Still has these 2 from last turn. Khorne Cares Not and Murder Call. Drew hold the line, unfortunately. And that's it. So good.
So for deployment,
everything came in.
Everything came in from Deep Strike. I tried to get a Demon Prince, but failed my leadership check, so now I just have a spawn.
Failed his leadership spawn.
Yeah.
But I guess that way you get hold the line, because that's a
true,
unit.
But
that and
I
that.
would have preferred to have a Demon
Of course,
Prince.
yes. Yeah. As most people would.
But this guy is the HQ of the formation, dropped in, and everything just kind of fanned out from there. Using the banners of blood and icons of chaos that they have, they don't scatter because they're all demons of Khorne. And I just kind of filled this area, hoping to survive 1 round of shooting.
Yeah, that's what it's going to come down to this game. This next turn is really going to be the key here. As you can see, everything on this side. Pretty much everything was on this side, nothing on the other side. bloodletters right there. There's some blood crushers right there. There's a bloodhounds or flesh hounds up there. Bloodthirster, Sensate Rage right there. Soul Grinder. More bloodletters. More bloodletters. And the, what's this called?
Skull Cannon.
Skull Cannon. Cool. That will be it. There will be a really short shooting phase. But we'll go over that when we get that done.
End of KDK turn 2, I got Murder Call for summoning demons, and I got Hold the Line. Other than that, everything just ran to fan out. The Soul Grinder shot and missed. And the Skull Cannon shot
into the Vanguard.
and into the Vanguard. Yeah, they saved everything. So now let's get shot.
Yeah, on to Mech Turn 3. Really important turn right here. Mech Turn 3. Drew Recon and Objective 5. Still a Kingslayer from last turn. Objective 5 is unfortunately right there, which he will be able to steal. I don't think I'll be able to get him off that objective because I have to concern myself with everything over here. So for the movement, Doomcrawlers just turned around. Breachers barely moved, only 2 inches. Vanguard came back to kind of help out with all the stuff on this side. The Destroyers just barely moved, only got like a 3-inch move, so only 2 of them will be able to see the Bloodthirster. But I did pop my Canticles of rerolling 1s and 2s to shoot, also using the Relic, the Memento Mortis specs, to give my guys Monster Hunters, so that should help. The Vanguard stayed still, have a bunch of targets to shoot at. Casting Robots moved over there to maybe help out with this Demon Prince. That, I guess, is it for the movement. Let's go on to the very, very important shooting phase for that mech. End of the deciding turn, really, in my opinion. Turn 3 shooting phase. Admech, we'll start over here. The Breachers shot into the only thing they could see. The Flesh Hounds didn't do anything. Infiltrators over here killed those cultists with ease. Vanguard shot into this squad. Killed all but 2. The reason why 2 died from the squad was because of the booby, or your little special ability, which was what was it called?
Sabotage Trap. Or
yeah, Sabotage Trap, which killed 2 Vanguard and put a wound on my Princeps over there. Other than that, he tried to blind this squad with this other one-use only special roll from this special mission we were doing, and we'll start over here. The Destroyer shot into the Bloodthirster, only 2 could see. Got him down to 1 wound with all that shooting. And then the Doomcrawler shot into the Flesh Hounds. Actually, one scattered off the table with Blissco 7, and the other one scattered and hit him, but he passed his save. So then the Casting Robots had to do the last wound to him, and did end up killing him, thankfully. Vanguard annihilated this Bloodletter squad right there. And this squad did quite a bit of wounds to the Blood Crushers over here. So as you could see, that's pretty much everything left on the table for the Khorne Daemonkin, although the Soul Grinder will be able to charge and kill whatever it charges. Other than that, it was a good turn. So I will score Recon and Kingslayer for D3. I got a 1, so I'll get a point and Recon. On to Khorne Daemonkin turn 3. Khorne Daemonkin turn 3. Would you draw? Kingslayer, right?
And Objective 5.
Objective 5,
right
which
there.
is, you're going to get that, and you're going to steal mine, because I had that objective. So for the movement, what did you do?
I moved these Bloodletters around that squad. I brought in a unit of Bloodletters via the Blood for the Blood God rule.
Cool.
Soul Grinder moved up. This moved over. Spawn moved over. Flesh Hounds got into position right here. This guy's just chilling. He's going to charge right there.
Cool. Probably tie them up. Alright. On to the shooting and assault phase for Khorne Daemonkin. End of Khorne Daemonkin turn 3. He will score both my objective 5, or my objective 5 and his objective 5, and he will also get Khorne's Care Not for killing that Vanguard unit pretty easily with the Herald and the Bloodletters. Bloodletter did die in a challenge, and the Bloodletters swept advance. Killed like 9 of them and swept them out. Soul Grinder, Chariot, and Spawn charged in here. I didn't do anything, and I took 1 wound, or he only has 1 wound left, and that other robot has 1 wound left, and he's untouched. Other than that, nothing else was done there. The Flesh Hounds killed like 2 of my guys, both my destroyers up there. There is still one destroyer there with my leader up there. And I thankfully passed leadership. The Blood Crusher did 1 whole point to me. I almost killed him in Overwatch. He had 1 wound left, and then I got my hit, I got my wound, but he passed his inbound, so he's still alive and locking me in combat. Other than that, I think that was the whole turn. Yeah, that's it. So he will score 3 points onto Mech Turn 4. Mech Turn 4 drew Psychological Warfare, Big Game Hunter, and Hungry for Glory. I used a special rule for this mission, Call for Reinforcements, which allowed me to regain some wounds. So I basically did that on the Castellan robots just to regain them full, because I need them to live to just hopefully kill that Soul Grinder. Decided not to do it on them because I felt like they're a little more important, because they did their job. They killed the Bloodthirster. Castellan robots moved up to possibly engage there. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them yet. They moved up. The Vanguard moved up. Breachers moved up. Infiltrators moved that way towards the Cultist. And that was really all I moved. For Canticles, I did the one where it allows me to get... you suffered 2 strength 4 hits for every model with the Canticle or the Omnisci, just to give me a little more extra punch in Assault here. And the oncoming assaults, I feel like, are coming from blood letters, so when they charge in, at least I'll have that going for me. And yeah, I don't think I used any of my Doctrine Imperatives. No, I did not. I didn't need to. Yeah, that'll be it. On to the shooting and assault for AdMech. End of AdMech turn 4. This assault, nothing happened as expected. The Blood Crusher couldn't do anything because he's only strength 5 now, and I didn't hit with my destroyer or my Doomcrawlers. Casting robots along with a couple of Vanguard that were in range of the Bloodletters shot in there. They then tried to charge and failed. The Infiltrators didn't shoot in order to try to get in there and get Hungry for Glory, and they didn't make it, even with their Doomstrider special rule. And then the all-important, or over here, I don't think I did anything, even with, I didn't do the...
You killed the spawn.
Yeah, I killed the spawn here, but then in this assault, I didn't do the extra hits with the Canticle special roll, so we'll do that. But yeah, I did kill the spawn from the extra hits, the strength 4 hits, and then Power Fisted did the last wound. And then again, smashing with the monster creatures onto the Soul Grinder, because I feel like he's the biggest threat, obviously, and missed with them. So we'll go ahead and finish that up, and on to the Khorne Daemonkin turn 4. Also forgot to mention I won't score anything this turn. That is it. On to, again, Khorne Daemonkin turn 4. End of Khorne Daemonkin, or just did a whole turn recap for Khorne Daemonkin turn 4. He drew 2 secure objective 1s. He will get that because the Blood Letters, using their banner, automatically making that charge basically into that squad, and they will have that because of objective secure. We haven't piled them in yet, but they're in. Those Blood Letters came on via Blood for the Blood God. Over here, this custom robot's down to 1, and again this one's down to 1 from attacks from here and here. And then the Soul Grinder took 2 whole points and what's it, demonic possession, where you ignore the shaken. Didn't matter really because he's locking assault. They shot, the cultist shot into there, didn't do anything, and I think that's it. Oh, the Blood Letters tar pitted that squad again along with the Blood Crusher still, and he still didn't do anything because they only have 1 attack, so whatever. That is it. On to Mech turn 5. End of Mech turn 5. I will only score Hungry for Glory. We just did a whole turn recap because, again, it's getting towards the end of the game, so it'll be nice and quick. Obviously, nothing happened here as expected. I did a wound, but he passed the save. I did the Canticles to allow me to get extra hits in close combat. That actually worked out really nicely for me. Killed all the Blood Letters, which was important because I got him off this objective, so at least he won't steal that objective 1 for me. Fleshhounds didn't do any wounds to me. And I killed all the Bloodletters, and I only did put 1 wound on that Fleshhound, so they're fearless, they're just going to stay in combat. Nothing was done from the Chariot or the Soul Grinder onto my squad. I also did the call for reinforcements. Just forgot to say that at the start of the turn, regaining 3 wounds. So that guy still has 2 wounds. He has back up to 1. Again, this is a special role, mission special role, not a special role that they had. Just to clarify that. Other than that, I got the Soul Grinder down to 1 hull point, and he is shaking again. Not that that matters. The what's it called? The infiltrators killed the cultists pretty easily. And that is it. These breachers shot and did 1 wound to the herald. That's really it. I only scored 1 point, and I will keep those onto Khorne Daemonkin turn 5. End of turn 5. We are going to call it at this point because the AdMech are just too high on objectives. I have 12 points and Khorne Daemonkin have 8. The call for reinforcements ended up being pretty useful on this squad. But again, we didn't play test it or anything, so this was kind of our test, so to speak. So we got to see how powerful that was, especially on AdMech. Having monstrous creatures regain wounds pretty easily was nice. And yeah, other than that, it was a good game all in all. Anything you want to say?
Yeah, so the Adeptus Mechanicus were able to seal the rift in the sky and stop Khorne from getting a foothold. They killed all of the rebels and crushed an unusual rebellion, but victorious nonetheless.
Yeah, go AdMech. Thanks for watching, guys, and as always, if you enjoyed the content, please like and subscribe. We are also doing a 100 subscribers giveaway. I believe the cutoff is May 26th. It's some upcoming end of the month Friday in May, so look for that video and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Thanks for watching.